Our trip was absolutely fabulous. Napier is the Art Deco capital of New Zealand, and you would be quite familiar with Art Deco if you've seen Gustav Klimt's paintings. This one's The Kiss, which is very famous painting. In fact, I went into one of the stores in Napier and the whole corner section of the store had this image of The Kiss printed onto everything. Material, purses, bags, scarves, t-shirts, it was everywhere. So this is, quintessential Art Deco style with Gustav. And also his other one, which I particularly like even more, is the portrait of Adele Blackbauer, who, if you've seen the movie The Woman in Gold, that's based on the true story of how the Nazis confiscated the painting and the ladies fight to get the painting back as the original owner. So that is beautiful. Loving the Art Nouveau or Art Deco style and the lavish application of gold and opulence. So this is the kind of theme I'm going to go with this particular art journal spread, because I'm so inspired by my Napier trip. Of course, while we were there was a fair amount of wine tasting. So, that's going to have to come into it somewhere. And lots of visiting shops, getting inspired by different textures. This little one came from Black Barn Vineyard. It's a serviette. Serviettes make absolutely fantastic collage material because they're so easily adhered to. They're absorbent, they're beautiful. So that's going to go in, I think, somewhere. And also this was another serviette that I got from a winery. You know how these wineries have little kind of shops and areas where you can buy amazing things. So this particular plate came from an art gallery, which I absolutely love the texture of. It's actually influenced by South African artwork. That was a really nice spot, that one, where I got that from. I also got the bowl that these beautiful red flowers are sitting in, and it's got a unique pattern on the side. So while I was there, I took lots of photos, and the photos will become the inspiration of the collage. So this was the wallpaper. That's the original color. That was the wallpaper on the very first motel we stayed in. And then I put this turquoisey blue-green filter over the top and made it that color. So I'm loving these textures and patterns, and I'm going to be using a lot of that. This particular one here was a chair from where we stayed at the Airbnb and a cushion. So sitting the cushion on the chair. They make really cool patterns. So everywhere I went, I just kind of collected patterns and took photos. And so the influence of this whole artwork is going to be based on our trip to Napier. This was a shop that we went into. I absolutely loved these umbrellas were hanging up in the ceiling. And then it had this mosaic work. So all of these are in this Art Deco theme, which is working really well. I pulled this particular image off an image-free website because I thought I might put her into this design somewhere. That's a maybe, thinking about that idea. This particular pattern here, we went down to one of the wine tours, and it was in this big cement room, which is a room now, but it was like a big tank where they held the wine. Amazing, right? So this texture is from the side of the walls. I've thrown an orange filter over the top of it to, coordinate with the colors, but that particular texture was the pattern directly off the wall on the side of, the winery down where they held the actual wine back in the day. That's pretty amazing. Loving that. These textures are blown up, so I can use those too. The thing is, what you want to do when you're first starting a collage is get all the influences that you were inspired by, and then you kind of go from there. This is a pattern that I did from a jelly plate print. I'm going to do a little workshop extra bonus on what jelly plate printing is in case you don't know. It's really simple, really easy, and I think that this works really well. The beauty of jelly plate printing is you can make a whole lot of prints really easy and without too much stress, and then you can use whatever's going to work for your collage. So that's a single color print, and then this one I printed the background, and then I've put a stencil on it and taken the print. So I'm thinking that works really well for my theme here. Also this one, that's very Art Deco, that particular design. So basically I've got so much to work with. I don't think it's all going to fit on my little journal page here. This paper came from the information center that was all about the Art Deco theme and why Napier was like that and blah blah blah. So that's what that came from. That's really nice too. I really like that. So my question is, how am I going to fit all of this on my journal page? I absolutely love all of the textures that I've gathered together for this art journal page. I don't know where I'm headed or what I'm going to do or how it's going to finish. I just know I really love these textures and these colors, and I'm inspired by the beauty, the opulence, and I'm thinking that's how we're going to go. I'm going to use matte gel to glue the collage down, and I'm going to start with collage, and then I'll probably add some paints, and we'll just see how it goes from there. I covered the whole page with the matte gel because I'm really not sure where I'm headed with it or how much I want to put on. I think I'd like to start with the portrait of Adele. I just love this painting, and I absolutely loved the movie, The Woman in Gold. Seriously, you need to watch it. I actually don't want to put her in the art journal page because she's just too famous, really. She's too obvious, but I'm going to keep her aside because I think I might use some of these shapes and be inspired by the designs. I like that idea. I thought it was so fascinating, the walls of the wine, what would you call it? It was like a big cement bunker. Not really a bunker, but it was like, I just couldn't believe the textures that was in the walls. I'm like, wouldn't the cement affect the wine? I don't know. It was kind of strange to me. Anyway, they've since then turned it into, a storage room and a shop and blah, 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 as you do over time. But the texture is still there on the walls where when it was holding the wine, the acidity of the wine would etch into the cement. I'm like, can't be good for the wine. What do I know? I don't know how to make wine. Anyway, it was fun, I'll say that. We did have a very nice time. I'm not too stressed about how I'm placing the collage pieces on because, like I said, I can paint over it. I can fix it later. It's just the process of getting the collage onto the page And then I can worry about if I'm happy with the placement. I can always cover it up with something else later. I think what I like about this particular image here, the mosaic that's around there, that's kind of working with my patterns, and these colors are really working. But I think I'll probably cut her out because it's advertising bitters, which is pretty hilarious. If it was advertising wine, maybe. But, you know, it's fun, that's for sure. I just love using serviettes in collage. You know, these fancy ones that come from these lovely high-end designer shops, because they're so versatile. They're easy to glue on, they're soft, they're beautiful. You really should keep your eye out for serviettes. That's fun. I really enjoyed the first motel we stayed in with this wallpaper. It was all like Art Deco style, and it was really fun to be somewhere that was so themed. So I definitely have to use some of this. I think this serviette could really add a nice little pop of drama with the whole thick black lines. And I can repeat some of these shapes in some other places. The thing is with serviettes is sometimes they have two layers. So you've got to take that layer off to glue that layer down. Not too worried about the edges so I can fix that later. Not too worried about much, really. Let's face it, if anything goes to custard, I can fix it. It's just a matter of getting the colors and textures down that I've decided that I want, and then continue from there. Loving that drama. Oops, I just tore it. Don't like stress out if you tear things or if things don't stick down the way you want. You just got to keep moving. Might stay like that, might not. It's quite a good chance it'll change anyway. So don't worry when you're sticking things down if it doesn't stick perfect or if you tear a hole in it, because you may or may not even keep using that same piece. You may cover it up entirely. And if in the end it's got a hole somewhere, you can fix it. I like that. It's really all about allowing yourself to have fun in the creative process. You've only got to gauge, do I like this or do I not like this? If I like this, I'm going to add more. If I don't like it, I'm going to cover it up. Really, that's the whole criteria. You don't have to please anyone else. It's not for sale. You don't have to stress about trying to sell something. It's just about the creative process right here and right now. I'm liking this the way it's down there and then across there. That's kind of a nice balance of textures and patterns. I'm going to trim all the edges off later, so don't, get all, oops, OCD about that. Don't worry about the fact that I just ripped my tissue, my serviette. Don't stress about that. It'll be all right. I can fix it. It's quite wet with gel medium, so, that's what happens. Now, what do I want to add next? I'm liking some more reds. I think I might repeat some of that colour over here. It's a good plan.